Hello and welcome. You're watching Express News, where we bring you a quick wrap-up of all that's making news from around the world. I'm Samvidhi Goyal. Let's begin. The President of India, Ramnath Kovind, presented Gallantry Awards and Distinguished Service Decorations at the Defence Investiture ceremony held at Rashtrapati Bhavan. 2 Kirti Chakras, 1 Veer Chakra, 10 Shaurya Chakras, 14 Param Vishisht Seva Medals, 2 Uttam Yuddha Seva Medals and 26 Ati Vishishta Seva Medals were awarded by the President. Group Captain ABHINANDAN Varthaman was accorded the Veer Chakra by President Ramnath Kovind for his role in pushing back Pakistan's fighter jets in February 2019. Major Vibhuti Shankar Dhondiyal was accorded the Shaurya Chakra posthumously for his role in an operation in which 5 terrorists were eliminated and 200 kg explosive material was recovered. President Kovind presented the Shaurya Chakra posthumously to NAIB SUBEDAR SOMBIR for killing an A++ category terrorist during an operation in Jammu and Kashmir. The second highest peacetime gallantry award, the Kirti Chakra, was posthumously accorded to SAPPER PRAKASH JADHAV for neutralizing terrorists in an operation in Jammu and Kashmir. SEPOY Hari Singh of the 55th Rashtriya Rifles awarded Shaurya Chakra posthumously for killing a terrorist and injuring another in Pulwama, Jammu and Kashmir in 2019. His wife Radhabai received the award from the President in New Delhi. SEPOY BRAJESH Kumar of Punjab Regiment of the Indian Army accorded Shaurya Chakra posthumously for killing an A++ category terrorist during an operation in Jammu and Kashmir in 2018. His wife Shweta Kumari received the award from the President Ramnath Kovind in New Delhi. President Ramnath Kovind confers Shaurya Chakra posthumously to Lance Naik Sandeep Singh of 4 Para-Special Forces for killing 1 foreign terrorist and injuring 2 others in an operation in Jammu and Kashmir in 2018. His wife Gurpreet Kaur received the award. Jammu and Kashmir Police Sub-Inspector IMRAN HUSSAIN conferred with Shaurya Chakra posthumously for killing a top terrorist commander and arresting another despite sustaining bullet injuries in Srinagar in 2017. His wife Gulnaz Akhtar received the award from the President in New Delhi. Union Health Minister Dr. Mansukh Mandavia chairs review with states of Manipur, Meghalaya, Nagaland and UT of Puducherry discussion on progress of COVID vaccination in these regions. He urges these regions to further scale up aggressive vaccination campaigns to fight against the pandemic. With steady drop in COVID-19 cases in Gujarat, schools have reopened from today for physical classes for students of 1 to 5. Permission to parents is required for sending their wards to schools. The SOP remains the same as applied for other classes, whereas offline education is resumed. Heavy rains in Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, states of South India. In Andhra Pradesh, death toll due to rains crosses 30 now as more bodies were retrieved from the flooded streams. Chennai-Kolkata National Highway 16 remained cut off for traffic between Nellore and Vijayawada. National Disaster Response Force is assisting in evacuation and rescue 24/7 at low-lying areas in various parts of Nellore district, Andhra Pradesh. In total, 10 NDRF teams are assisting in relief work. Chennai-Mumbai rail route that runs through Kadapa district also remains shut as the tracks got washed away near Nandaluru. A fresh flood scare stared at Temple Town, Tirupati and surrounding villages. Rail and road connectivity to the temple city of Tirupati remained cut off with the closure of Kadapa-Tirupati Highway, Nellore-Tirupati Highway and the Bengaluru-Tirupati Highway. In Tamil Nadu, central teams led by Rajiv Sharma, Joint Ministry of Home Affairs, toured flood-affected areas of Chennai today as part of their 3-day visit to Tamil Nadu. Teams will debrief the state secretariat in Chennai on Wednesday. In Karnataka, a total of 24 people have lost their lives, while crops at over 5 hectares of land have been damaged due to the unseasonal heavy rains. The NDRF and SDRF teams used boats to rescue people from affected areas. Water pumping out by City Corporation is going on still. Karnataka Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai visits the rain-affected areas of Chikkabalapur district on Sunday. Compensation of ₹5 lakh will be paid to those whose houses are completely damaged. He assured all possible help from the government. Continuing his one-day visit to Kerala, MOS Dr. L. Murugan visited a marine processing unit of Accelerated Freeze-Drying Company located in Alappuzha. Minister was briefed about the innovative technology of freeze-drying, which was used in this plant for the first time in India. Earlier, Dr. L. Murugan visits the fishing harbour at Cochin, and said Cochin fishing harbour is one among the 5 harbours which will be modernised to international standards. He also spoke about the potential of seaweed farming, which will enhance employment opportunities in the state. Sensex plummets 1,170.12 points to end at 58,465.89. Nifty tanks 348.25 points to 17,416.55. On the multi-commodity exchange, gold futures due for December 3rd delivery were last seen 0.02% down at rupees 48,819 compared to the previous close of rupees 48,828. Silver futures due for a December 3rd delivery were last seen at 0.62% higher at rupees 65,964 against the previous close of rupees 65,556. The rupee weakened against the US dollar on Monday. The partially convertible rupee closed at 74.23 rupees against the US dollars. In Delhi, the price of a litre of petrol remained at rupees 103.97, while diesel prices remained unchanged at rupees 86.67 a litre. A litre of petrol in Mumbai continues to be priced at rupees 109.98, while diesel costs rupees 94.14 a litre. Oil prices came off 7-week lows on Monday. Brent lost 26 cents to $78.63 a barrel, and US West Texas Intermediate crude futures were down 12% at $75.82 a barrel. British inflation surged to a 10-year high last month as household energy bills rocketed, according to data that will bolster expectations that the Bank of England will raise interest rates next month. Consumer prices rose by 4.2% in annual terms in October, leaping from a 3.1% increase in September. Britain's inflation rate puts it in the middle of the pack among G7 countries, with annual US consumer price inflation now running north of 6%. The pan-European stock 600 added 0.1% by late morning, with telecoms climbing 1.4% to lead gains, while tech stocks shed 0.6%. European investors will be keeping an eye on the spread of COVID-19 across the continent after Germany and Austria reimposed strict containment measures last week. With the administration of 32,99,337 vaccine doses in the last 24 hours, India's COVID-19 vaccination coverage has now exceeded 116.87 crore as per provisional reports till 7 a.m. today. The recovery of 12,510 patients in the last 24 hours has increased the cumulative tally of recovered patients since the beginning of the pandemic to 3,39,34,547. Consequently, India's recovery rate stands now at 98.31%. Sustained and collaborative efforts by the centre and the states and union territories continue the trend of less than 50,000 daily new cases that are being now reported for 148 consecutive days. 8,488 new cases were reported in the last 24 hours. The active case load presently stands at 1,18,443. Active cases presently constitute 0.34% of the country's total positive cases, which is the lowest since March 2020. The testing capacity across the country continues to be expanded. The last 24 hours saw a total of 7,83,567 tests being conducted. India has so far conducted over 63.25 crore cumulative tests. While testing capacity has been enhanced across the country, weekly positivity rate at 0.93% remains less than 2% for last 59 days now. The daily positivity rate reported to below 0.8%. The daily positivity rate has remained below 2% for the last 49 days and below 3% for 84 consecutive days now. COVID-19 cases soar across the world. The virus has so far infected more than 25 crore 78 lakh people. The number of recoveries have crossed 23 crore 27 lakh globally. COVID-19 has claimed over 51,68,000 lives worldwide. The United States continues to register the highest number of cases and deaths. The US has over more than 4 crore 85 lakh cases and fatalities, standing above 7 lakh 93,000. With the recent surge in the COVID-19 infections in Europe, protests have been taking place all over the continent. Riots broke out in cities across the Netherlands on Sunday, the third night in a row that police clashed with mobs of angry youth who set fire and threw rocks to protest COVID-19 restrictions. The protest was sparked by opposition to government plans to restrict use of a national corona pass to people who have either recovered from COVID-19 or have been vaccinated, excluding those with a negative test result. Around 35,000 people took to the streets in Belgium's Brussels on Sunday to protest against restrictions imposed by the government in the fight against the COVID-19 pandemic. The police used tear gas and water cannons to disperse thousands of protesters demonstrating in Brussels against COVID-19 restrictions. Thousands of protesters marched through Vienna on Saturday after the Austrian government announced a nationwide lockdown beginning today to contain skyrocketing coronavirus infections. Britain called on Sunday for international action on the issue of medical devices such as oximeters that work better on people with lighter skin, saying the disparities may have cost lives of ethnic minority patients during the COVID-19 pandemic. The U.S. Transportation Security Administration expects to screen about 20 million air passengers during the busy Thanksgiving travel period. Australia will allow foreign visa holders to enter the country from the start of December, Prime Minister Scott Morrison said on Monday. For the first time since South Korea began battling its coronavirus outbreak in early 2020, all schools across the country resumed full-time in-person classes on Monday. The fully reopened schools come as part of South Korea's Living with COVID-19 plan, adopted after it reached its vaccination goals last month. Five people killed and over 40 injured after a car plowed into a parade in Wisconsin, United States. The 58th annual holiday parade in downtown Waukesha was underway when the vehicle drove through barricades and sped through the parade route. Now, Chile is headed for a polarized presidential election runoff next month as hard-right former Congressman Jose Antonio Cast held the lead in the first round vote ahead of leftist lawmaker and former protest leader Gabriel Boric. In Venezuela, low numbers of voters took part in the regional elections on Sunday. Electoral authorities reported small and isolated difficulties in elections that marked the return of opposition politicians after 4 years. In Canada, basic supplies of water, canned goods and pet food was airlifted to those impacted by record rainfall in parts of British Columbia. According to local media, a total of 3,600 families were affected by the intense floodings in the town of Medio Bordeaux. Crops and household belongings were destroyed with no respite from the rain. Sudan's military reinstated Prime Minister Abdallah Hamdok on Sunday and promised to release all political detainees after weeks of unrest triggered by a coup. A gunman has opened fire in Jerusalem's Old City, killing one person and injuring at least 3 others. The gunman, who officials identified as a member of the Palestinian militant group Hamas, was shot dead by Israeli security forces. One civilian shot by the gunman died of his wounds in the hospital. Another was seriously hurt, and 2 Israeli police officers were also wounded. Spanish Coast Guard rescued 3 ships carrying migrants off the coast of Gran Canaria on Sunday night. The boats carrying respectively 38, 36 and 48 people, including 7 women and a little girl, were intercepted south of the Spanish island. El Salvador plans to build the world's first Bitcoin city, funded initially by Bitcoin-backed bonds. The longest partial lunar eclipse in a millennium dazzled night skies in Washington in an event dubbed the Blood Moon due to its red haze. The partial eclipse, lasting for 3 hours, 28 minutes and 23 seconds, is the longest since February 18, 1440, as per NASA. Polar bears are frolicked in heavy snow in central Canada. Churchill, Manitoba is recognized as one of the 3 largest polar bear maternity denning areas in the world. There are reportedly 25,000 to 30,000 polar bears in the world. 60% of these live in Canada. The largest aquarium in the Middle East, the National Aquarium Abu Dhabi, opened its doors to the visitors. Some of the aquarium's most iconic species include a 7-meter-long super snake, hammerhead sharks, and an Asian water monitor lizard dubbed Professor. The Champs-Élysées Avenue in Paris was lit up in red for the Christmas season on Sunday in the presence of Paris Mayor Anne Hidalgo and French celebrity singer Clara Luciani. Hundreds turned out for the occasion, contrary to last year. South Korea has recently introduced a new health staple in the market, white kimchi juice made from fermented cabbage and vegetables and sold in juice packets. The new product was launched at convenience stores across South Korea from Thursday. In a studio in Lagos, Nigeria, a team of artists get ready to showcase their art made from plastic bottles. The team took 2 days to gather over 5,000 discarded plastic bottles. The bottles are then glued onto boards shaped like angels' wings. Britain's Prince Charles and his wife Camilla visited a library and cultural centre in Alexandria during the final day of their Middle East tour. Prince Charles was guided through an antiquities area of the Bibliotheca Alexandria, while Camilla read to children in the library. 4-month-old kitten Midas was born with 2 sets of ears and a defective jaw due to a recessive genetic mutation, but this does not stop her to become an internet star with over 73,000 followers. What makes her special is that all the 4 of her ear laps are connected to the ear canal. Princess Charlene of Monaco's 2 young children held up drawings from a palace balcony during celebrations to mark the principality's national holiday, telling their unwell mother that they missed her. Consumers in Japan are facing higher prices of Christmas goods due to soaring crude prices and shipping container shortages. Many people in Japan celebrate Christmas with a cake, but the rising price of ingredients is proving to be a major headache for cake shops. The world's first electric and self-propelled container ship, Yara Birkeland, has departed from its maiden voyage in the Oslo Ford on 18th of November. Yara Birkeland took its first and only trip to Oslo before being put into operation. An auto rickshaw in Delhi, which is called Chalti Firti Nursery, is busy giving a good message of environment. The driver of this auto rickshaw has planted different types of plants in his auto rickshaw to save the environment. The food waste treatment pilot at East Coast Lagoon Food Village in Singapore will run for at least a year. The special project at the food village looks to convert food scraps into electricity and fertilizers. Drawing inspirations from classical art in Vietnam's folk paintings, Vu Tu Duong from Hanoi has created dozens of miniature paintings on watch dials as small as 3 centimeters in diameter. The paintings each will take 10 to 15 days to complete. A flock of swans has arrived from Russia at a river in Japan's northernmost prefecture of Hokkaido to spend the winter. Around 100 swans, including young ones, have gathered in their wintering place and will return northward to Russia in late March. The Bangladesh Under-19 cricket team was felicitated at the High Commission of India in Dhaka on Sunday. The Under-19 team will leave for Kolkata on Tuesday to play in the triangular series with the Under-19A and Under-19B team of India at Kolkata. Manchester City manager Pep Guardiola wished Ole Gunnar Solskjaer well after the Norwegian was dismissed as Manchester United boss on Sunday. Raheem Sterling, Rodrigo and Bernardo Silva were on target as Pep Guardiola's men deservedly took all the 3 points to remain within 3 points of leaders Chelsea. Alexander Zverev captured his second ATP Finals title after producing a brilliant performance in Sunday's final in Turin in Italy. In F1, Lewis Hamilton took a comfortable win in the Qatar Grand Prix with his remarkable performance to close the gap to Max Verstappen in their fight for the Drivers' World Championship. Golfing legend Tiger Woods posted a short video of himself taking a practice shot out on a golf course on Sunday. Woods, who has not played in a golf tournament since his car accident, shared a 3-second video on social media with the caption, "Making progress." In the para-badminton tournament played in Kampala, the capital of Uganda, the Indian team was successful in winning a total of 47 medals, including 16 gold. Chinese tennis star Peng Shuai's video call with the president of the International Olympic Committee, IOC, does not address or alleviate the Women's Tennis Association's concern about her well-being, the WTA has said on Monday. The 34th All India Postal Wrestling Tournament is being played at Indira Gandhi Indoor Stadium, New Delhi. 11 postal circles, including Delhi Circle, with more than 100 wrestlers are participating in the tournament. The famous Havana Marathon made its triumphant comeback on Sunday, November 21st, with roughly 3,000 athletes from across the world after the race was cancelled last year due to the COVID-19 pandemic. K-pop band BTS was the big winner at the American Music Awards on Sunday, just 4 years after making their first appearance on the fan-voted show. They also were named the favorite pop group and won the best pop song for their summer hit, Butter. Rapper Cardi B wore a head-turning gold mask as she posed on the red carpet at the 2021 American Music Awards on Sunday. First-time host Cardi B pulled off a series of extravagant costume changes. Bold, beautiful to look at and bursting with star power, House of Gucci brings the remarkable story of the squabbling family behind the Italian fashion brand to the big screen. Starring Lady Gaga, the movie is opening next Thursday in the United States. Directed by Ridley Scott and also starring Al Pacino, Jared Leto and Salma Hayek, the movie also traces the rise and fall of the Gucci brand from the heady days of the Italian Dolce Vita in the 1960s to its almost demise in the 1990s. All eyes were on Scarlett Johansson as the actor was honored with this year's American Cinematheque Award in Beverly Hills, California. The 36-year-old became the 35th recipient of the annual prize. Music star Adele released her first album in 6 years, winning over critics and fans alike with the record she said she made to explain her divorce to her young son. Award-winning rapper Lil Nas X and Oscar-nominated actor Andrew Garfield were among the talent out for the GQ Men of the Year party in Los Angeles, California. Japanese costume designer Emi Wada, who won an Oscar for her work on Akira Kurosawa's 1985 movie Ran, has died aged 84 on November 13th, and a service was held with family and close friends. Vivek Agnihotri directed film The Kashmir Files will release on January 26, 2022. The film stars Mithun Chakraborty, Anupam Kher, Puneet Issar, Pallavi Joshi, Ekta Singh, R.K. Gaurav, Chinmay Mandlekar and Darshan Kumar. And filmmaker Umesh Shukla's next directorial venture, Aankh Micholi, will have a theatrical release on Monday, 13 next year. The movie's cast features actors Abhimanyu, Brunal Thakur, Paresh Rawal, Sharman Joshi, Divya Datta, Abhishek Banerjee, Darshan Zariwala, Grusha Kapoor and Vijay Raz. And that's all we have for you in this edition of Express News. Thanks for watching.